Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Astrology Victoria. Today, with your host Tatiana, also broadcasting for ANN, Archetypal News Network. And in today's video, we will be talking about the first 2 weeks of February and how the energy will be impacting us and what to do about it. I will give you some tips and tricks. Let's jump right into it. So first week of February, we have the Sun trine Mars and the Sun square Uranus and Mercury trine Uranus. For a few days, we have this energy very, very present, and also the Venus-Mars square. Okay, what is all this? In a nutshell, the energy of the Sun squaring Uranus is a deep desire to be free, to experience personal freedom. And with the Sun still trining Mars, there is a lot of drive to achieve those goals of freedom. Maybe you are already noticing that there are so many new things coming your way, or you have a deep desire to break free from something that is really not working. And life has been pushing and pushing and pushing. Since the new moon in Aquarius, there has been this like seed planted. It's an urge to break free, an urge. The issue with the urges is that there can be impatience, and then we tend to throw the baby with the bathwater, and that is what we want to avoid at all costs with these needs for self-expression. What has been happening with the whole energy of basically this past 2 years, and that transit of Pluto through Capricorn that is now finally in its late degrees, and it's really getting really extreme now. This is the end. This is it. We cannot continue with the same patterns and the way we used to do life, the way we used to follow societal rules, if you may, or the way we used to it's the old ways, the old ways. You gotta work hard, the rat race, the little hamster wheel, and you're gonna be a lawyer, or you're gonna be a economist, or you're gonna be a doctor if you want to be successful. And then there's this family expectations, the family patterns, or the societal patterns, what the church says, what the school says, what the parents say, what is the real measure of success. And that's the Capricorn. This is really ending, and there's a few questions that we need to ask ourselves. What do we believe to be success? Is it some kind of productivity? Is it an end goal? Is it for an image, to be liked, to be accepted? And these are all the questions we have to ask ourselves. Or life will push you to ask yourself those questions. What are your beliefs around this? So this first weeks where there might be a desire to really be yourself, break free from certain chains of an identity. That's the Sun, my identity, and what I think I am, and the desire to be something different. And this can create a certain crisis, because sometimes we just don't know how to break free without completely destroying everything. So the idea is that this needs to be done smartly. This is a little bit the point. Why? Also because the square of Uranus to Venus, the square of Venus to Mars can create also conflicts with people. You might want something like, I have this desire and I'm going to do this, and then you're going to be met with resistance and maybe arguments, and things might just not flow smoothly with people, because there might be what you want might not be what you can do or what you can have. What others want might not align with what you want. Maybe you want to break free from a relationship, maybe, and then there's this maybe it's with anger, maybe it's because you're fed up, and that's the energy. It's an energy that might be disruptive, chaotic. And what can we do for this? Obviously, the way to go, there's a few things we can do, is diplomacy comes to my mind, meaning if you really, really need to say something, be something, break free from something, make a decision for yourself that there has to be a change, please don't do it abruptly and like in a crazy manner and out of anger or out of being up to here. Do it with respect, do it out of love for yourself and for others, knowing that freeing yourself from something might be also helping others to free themselves, to be more of themselves. The thing is, like, when we're so stuck to the old ways, to the old people, to the old patterns, well, at some point it won't work, really. But anger and frustration are not going to solve the issue. It's the recognition that we are still stuck to those patterns, and that we are still doing things in a way that's not conducive for our highest and best. And more particularly, why are we doing what we do? Is it to please somebody? Is it for the image? Is it for a certain accomplishment or status or for money? Why do we do things? Our existence is precious. We have limited time, and that is what Saturn also usually shows us, is there is a limited amount of time, and Uranus wants us to break free from things that are limiting our authentic expression of self. And this requires an adjustment of recognition. Who am I? What do I want? What is my essence wanting to be in this world, so I can feel free? Free to be who I am, not to be who my parents want me to be, who the society wants me to be, who the school wants me to be, who the teachers want me to be, who my friends want me to be. No, who am I? And have the courage to be that authentic self, without like having to follow those old patterns, the patriarchal patterns, what my family always wanted for me. This is not that time. This is the time where things are going to feel boiling inside. And if we're able to recognize them instead of lashing out or doing extreme things, we will be able to part ways with our old self, and part ways with the old matrix, or part ways with the boss, the partner, whatever we're parting ways with. But we can do it in a harmonious way. This is actually the ask of this time, is to have some patience with the process. And if you're able to do that and recognize this feeling boiling inside, you're also able to take deep breaths before just jumping ahead and doing something a little bit crazy. We do have a sextile of Mercury to Neptune also, and that sextile can also bring us it can bring in the capacity to tap into the dream world, tap into a part of yourself where there is insight, the insight that is more of a spiritual, it's more spiritual, it's more like an intuition. It's the intuitive self that knows that something something, you want to do something, you want to move in a certain way, your mind is aligned with certain ideas, inspirations. Because when Mercury and Neptune are in a good aspect, what happens is that inspiration is easy. So if you're open to receive those messages from yourself, from your higher self, then you can apply this to the way you're going to be moving forward. So this is one thing. Now, what's going to happen also towards February 8th? We're going to have that conjunction of Mercury and Pluto. When Mercury and Pluto come in, boom, again, what's going to be shown to us? Our own obsessions, our fears, our determination, maybe our attachments to our own patterns of thought. We will see it. Life will make it obvious. What are we still so attached to? What thought patterns, and what are our obsessions? So this could be something that's brought up in your life. Again, this is this first week of February. All of this is really coming to the front. So you can see, you can really recognize what it is, what beliefs have been limiting you into actually being free. What is freedom? Please define that for yourself. What does freedom mean for you? Because we have been seeing in the past couple years a real, with the squared Uranus and Saturn, we have really seen that battle between freedom and repression, freedom and repression. And if by now you have not really understood what for you constituted real freedom in your being, then this is the last pass of that. You will be squeezed into noticing what gives me true freedom, what gives freedom to my being. This is why this might feel like a crisis. This first weeks of February might feel a little bit like a crisis if obviously you have not been already working in progressing towards these new changes, or this new way of existing and this new way of being. The rat race is over. This is something we need to recognize. Our world cannot keep going on in the way it used to go for years and years and years. More productive, faster, more time, more work, more this, more goals. That's Capricorn. More goals. Obsession with the goals. I need to achieve this. I need this. I need success. I need money. I want. And the spirit, in the meantime, is crying, please, can I have some flow, some peace? And this is the call of Venus in Pisces. Can we take the time to be in a state of bliss? Can we take the time to just listen to music? Can I take the time to go for a swim? Or can I take the time to enjoy my own thoughts and my morning coffee or tea or water or whatever it is that you enjoy, that connects you to your own spirit, to beauty? So this is these two energies, this go, this do, this I must. These energies are going to be very, very active for you to see, recognize, and release. Flush them out. So things that we can do about that for that first week is to make a little list of everything that you deem important as in achievement of goals and success. Like, what is for you success right now? What's success? Now, when you do that, I am successful when I do this, I achieve that, I do. Then do that list and make one column. Then on the other side, look at each item. So the first thing, when you do this column, don't really think about it. It's the first thing that comes to mind. I feel successful and I feel appreciated, loved, and by life and the world when I have this. Now, the second part would be to take each item and feel into your body whether or not this item comes from a true desire, a true love that is like because you love to do that, that you want that item in your existence, or does this come from fear or from actually a family pattern or a belief that was instilled by my family or by society? Take each item, and the ones that you go like, oh no, I'm truly connected to this and that's why I do it, check. If the item is, I'm not connected to this, this was my mom's words, you gotta, in order to be successful, you gotta work hard. It could be something like that. Well, see if that was your mom speaking or your dad speaking or whoever speaking, and go, eh. Once you do that exercise, you can sit with that and go, okay, I recognize that a lot of this was not mine. It was societal programming. And then with infinite love, you're going to take that list of things that are and you're going to burn it. Burn, baby, burn, baby, burn. Burn it. And you're going to send it off into the dissolution of existence with a lot of love, saying thank you, because I recognize and I see that this is no longer what will make my life fulfilling, my soul shine, my own self be my authentic essence. Once you do that and you let this go free, and that could be a little ritual, then you can sit with the other part of the list and say, okay, I still believe this to be success. And now the third part to this exercise is to close your eyes, just breathe. Maybe you can have some nice, soft meditation music. And if you like some nice, soft meditation music, you can check out in the description below. There is a link that says Harmonic Butterfly. That is music that I have created, and some of it is very lovely for meditation. Okay, I keep going back to things. So, with some quiet music, something that you like, and allow your mind to go blank. And that's when we're going to take that sextile of Mercury to Neptune, tune into ourselves and our being, and ask just the question, what truly gives freedom to my being? And then you might come with an answer or not. If something comes there and then and there, write it down. If it doesn't, then it might come in a dream that you have at night, and then wake up and write it down if you have an inspiration. It might come when you're doing the dishes and suddenly, poof, inspiration, an idea, something. It might come in a conversation with somebody and poof, it just comes. So be open to receive those inspirations. Be open to receive what your soul is wanting to tell you. This is not necessarily an easy thing to do because it requires a deep listening of your own being, and also, guess what it requires? It requires to carve out time. And what is it that we don't do in our very Capricornian society? Carve out time. We just do. We have to work. We have to. So now the new paradigm also wants you to have freedom to be in the moment with whatever arises in you. You see where the trick is, why it's hard? Because are you really going to carve out that time in your day to do this little exercise or whatever other exercise? I just give you this as something you can do to notice these things. Why? Because the positive thing about the Pluto and Mercury conjunction is when we see our own obsessions and our own thoughts and our own patterns, then we're also able to reflect really deeply. That is the great power of this conjunction, is also to be able to see, and you can do that also through therapy. If you have, a therapist, you can do that through talking with somebody that will reflect that for you, what the shadow is, instead of just blurting it out and seeing it in others and, you know, creating a mental chaos. It's like, take responsibility for your own thoughts and for your own dark thoughts as well, and say, okay, I see you, I see you, I see you, obsession. So this exercise, again, part 1, part 2, part 3. Part 3 is what is the new inspiration, and then you end up with a list of things that truly represent your essence. And you can do this several times. Sometimes we're not in tune until you get to what is clear for you, that is your own essence and what your essence wants, which is the ask of this new Aquarian paradigm. So that happens this like the first week, we're going to see a lot of that. And obviously the second week is when the conjunction of Mercury and Pluto is most active, and that's when we're going to have the opportunity. So around the 8th of February, it's a great time, 8, 9, 10 of February, to do these exercises, these self-exploration exercises, deep self-analysis. This is great time to do that. And you'll see you won't end up just having something in life happen to you so that you realize this. If you do it already by yourself, easy peasy, and then release those patterns and those negative thoughts or obsessions. The other thing that we're going to be seeing, and this is where things can go like really difficult, is around the February 13th is when we start having the conjunction of the Sun to Saturn. And this is it. Everything that has been breaking free, when the conjunction of Sun Saturn comes, we might feel, oh my God, I'm not capable, I'm not good enough. Am I really going to be able to sustain this level of self-mastery and this level of authenticity that I want, this level of freedom? Can I do this? You might feel like you don't have confidence, that or you have to go back to the old ways because it's safer, even though you're not happy. And this is almost like a test. Saturn, throughout that second week of February, will be having that pressure, and that pressure is really only to make you aware that with those changes and the acknowledgement of your true self and your true identity and your true authenticity comes the responsibility also to how to be that. And the responsibility is towards yourself, is your self-authority, and having confidence that whoever you are, whatever you are, is supported by life, by spirit, by bigger forces. And all you have to do is say yes and commit, because that's what Saturn wants also, is that commitment. It's a commitment to yourself. This is how we could interpret this in a certain way. Otherwise, what we could expect to see, it's really a lack of confidence, not being sure of yourself, maybe seeing that others are better than you, and then you're not going to make it in this new world or in this new realm, because also things are going so fast now. Things are changing so fast. You might be feeling swept by this wave of new things and changes, and then go, can I do this? The answer is simple. Yes, you can. And it does require your feet on the ground. So Saturn, meaning all these new structures that you're building for yourself, require to be very aware of the path and how to do what you're doing. It's not about going crazy and just, you know, and I think I've talked about this already quite a while in the past videos, because this energy is only just amping up in February. So you see, we had opportunities already that started opening up for these same themes, and now the first 2 weeks of February, we're having this like, okay, please, this is it. Again, the squeeze. Remember that the squeezes happen like this in a spiral motion. So this new squeeze will be felt really harshly and like crisis-like if we're not actually doing consciously the ask of our own inner guidance that is begging us to move forward in that direction. Also, there is, with this whole new Aquarian energy and Aquarian vibe, finding your tribe, people that are going to be supportive in your path. Are you already doing those alliances, or are you still procrastinating and still believing that the old ways are going to work? Guess what? The old ways will not work, not much longer. The new ways is the ways of the interdependence. That's the new way. So if you're already there in the interdependence, then you're good. You know, what else could we be seeing? Well, we will have the conjunction of Venus and Neptune as well, and that's going to be towards Venus Neptune towards February 13th, which is actually, it couldn't be more beautiful to have Venus and Neptune exactly conjoining in Pisces for Valentine's Day, because that's exactly the soulmate kind of love that you can feel, which is divine in nature. So when I say soulmate, I don't only mean you and a person that's a soulmate that you met. Yes, that could be the absolute case, that you actually meet people that are meant to be there in your path because the souls find each other and this elevates you. That could be one experience of this Venus Neptune. The other is like a connection to the divine. What is the divine? Is that space that just occurs when you are in joy, in such joy of life, when you love what you're doing. That gives this moment of, the zone. I don't know if you've seen that movie Soul, and if you haven't, I recommend it. It's a Disney movie, and it's beautiful because it really truly speaks about the soul and the soul's essence and what is really important. It's beautiful. And then there is the zone. The zone is that, if you've never experienced the zone, it's just that, is that state where you're so happy doing what you're doing, whatever it is, that you're so in love that whatever you're doing is like time dissolves. There's no time, there's no space. You're just there. It could be being with a lover when you're so in love, you're just, bloop, everything disappears. You just want to stay in that moment forever. That is the zone. It's like the musician that's playing their instrument and they're completely immersed in the experience of the beauty. There's not much of a thought. It's not about, I'm thinking about this, rationalizing that, doing this. No, it's the being, is the feeling, is the sensing. Great time for music, great time for art, great time for connecting, for sharing, for experiencing bonding experiences. Great time for tantric experiences of divine love and connection in the energy. That's what Venus is going to bring. So this Valentine's Day, I would just call on this beautiful energy so that it can wash through you, and keep your eyes open. You never know what you're going to find if you're not thinking too much, but you're open to receive. It can be at the bus stop, or it can be in your house, or it can be anywhere. Something comes to you, or someone comes to you and brings those gifts of the soul. So this is a very possible thing that can happen. So yes, this is just going to be like an amazing time. What else could we say? Yeah, there's also a sextile of Venus to Uranus, which will also, when you also dare to be different and dare to allow new things and new relationships in your life, and not like stick to what you know so much, that's when the surprises come. And Uranus will always come with little surprises. So allow yourself to be surprised. Allow yourself to be different. Allow yourself to be you. If you're truly you, you will attract what you need in your path. Okay, so this is about it for the 2 first weeks of February. If you like these videos, please feel free to like, subscribe, tap the little bell, share it, and I will be my idea is to now put out different topic videos. I'm trying different formats as well to see what helps you be the most informed, and what helps me also to be more efficient, as putting these videos together takes a lot of time and work. And so I would like you to know how much this what this process entails, right? Is a lot of work and energy, and I do this because I truly love this. I truly love giving you these reports, and I truly love building a community, and hoping that you also will comment in the section of the comments below what you have been experiencing. And I'd like to know, what is it in your soul that has been wanting to free itself up? What are your beliefs? Like, please tell me your stories. This will help all the people that comment also see what everybody's going through, and then we can do it together. And that's much more fun than all by myself. All right, I will see you in the next video. I'll see what comes. I'll probably be doing some new moon video and full moon videos, and some specific aspect videos that we can dive into. And oh yeah, I'll be also putting in the Instagram for Astrology Victoria, so feel free also check out my Instagram, which I'm gonna be actually beginning also revamping all my social media. Saturn transits are going for me in my third house, so you can imagine what that means, right? I'm getting all this technology and social media with a better structure so I can function better. Anyway, so check out the Instagram. I'll be doing the in a nutshell bits, very short for each week in the Instagram, so you can also just see very quickly what's going on if you forget these more lengthy videos that are more juicy that I'm giving you here. All right, that's about it. I love you. See you next time.